Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm John from Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams nationally. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, post interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, everybody. Aaron Hines alongside my partner Erik Will, teaming up tonight with our good friends at the OH Report to bring you live high school football on another fabulous Friday night.
Yeah, Aaron, it doesn't get any better than this, man. Beautiful sun, or beautiful setting here with the sun going down at Crestview. Looking forward to this game. This is what Ohio high school football should look like, is a night just like this between two perennial powers looking to continue to gain momentum as they continue throughout the rest of their season.
Well, let's begin, as we always do, with the visitors. As the Lucas Cubs have been rolling. They've won two in a row, both by running clocks, both over bigger opponents in Division IV schools.
Right.
And, Erik, they haven't thrown a pass in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they haven't thrown a pass in 2 weeks, and after starting 0-2, here we go. They're 2-0. It looks like Lucas of old. And their ground and pound, right? Their RPO, run people over. They've got signs with that around the school. And it really, that starts and stops with that offensive line. And then who they going to give the ball to, Aaron? You know who it is. It's Logan Toms. 79 carries, 481 yards, 6-yard average. He has 9 rushing touchdowns. He is the heartbeat and the pulse of that offense.
We are going to pause now for the playing of our national anthem. our national anthem, and we are about 5 minutes away from high school football tonight. Again, Lucas here at Crestview on week 5. Erik, let's continue with the Cubs. So we talked about Logan Toms and RPO running people over, but their first 2 games, they easily could be 4-0. They lost them by a combined 7 points. And, and according to Coach Spittler, if you heard the pregame, that did not sit well with Lucas.
Right, and I think he went in and challenged his players to, there's an expectation in Lucas, and he's saying, listen, it is incumbent upon you to make sure that you're playing a certain level of football a certain way, and he's gotten his players to respond the last 2 weeks, and that's why you're seeing them moving forward. And that's why, to me, the keys of the game tonight for Lucas are win the line of scrimmage and force 3 and outs, because they need the ball back, because they're not going to throw the ball, as we've talked about in the open here, right, Aaron? I mean, they haven't thrown the ball in once in 2 games. So they're going to want to stay ahead of the chains. So for them, defensively, they want the ball back, and then in turn, they want to control that line of scrimmage with that offensive line.
Logan Toms, 9 touchdowns. Zach Deal has 3 defensively. Logan Toms, their leading tackler, with 49. Daniel Hawkinsmith, he leads them with 10 TFLs and 41 tackles. Also, Ray Caudell has played very well for the Lucas Cubs. All right, over to the Crestview Cougars, who back-to-back Firelands Conference champions. The first thing, and they're 1-3 right now, and they've really played some good teams early. But the one thing, when you talk with the coach, Steve Haverdale, when you're the defending champs, you get everybody's best shot.
Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because you're right. They're back-to-back league title. And last week, obviously, I think kind of an unexpected area score that we saw Monroeville with, which was a young team, 0-10, I believe, last year, come out and win that game against Crestview. I think that shocked a lot of people. And here's a little stat for you, and that's the first time that Crestview has lost back-to-back games since 2018.
Wow.
So, that's something that people around here, and these players were in junior high, or it might have even been in elementary school the last time that happened. So that doesn't happen a whole lot on a Crestview watch.
Well, we're going to talk about them real quick. What we talked about last week, they gave up 46 points. They've given up an un-Crestview-like 96 points in the last 2 games.
Right.
But what you have to remember is they lost 7 all Ohioans to graduation, 10 players total. They have a lot of young kids who are learning on the fly.
They learn on the fly, and I'm glad you're bringing that up here. And remember, they got a new defensive coordinator this year as well. Tim Scheid's down in the Valley at Clear Fork, so they're breaking in a new defensive coordinator. He's implementing his culture, his defense, and the players are young. Listen, the bottom line is X's and O's have names behind them, and they have bodies and traits, right? So you've got to figure that out as you go, and tonight's going to be a great opportunity for them to try to get on that plus side of the scoreboard. But as far as, key players, I mean, you got to start with Liam Kuhn, quarterback. 6'2", 155 pounds. And, Aaron, if you look at their stats as a team, and I'm going to get to Kuhn here in a second, 623 yards passing, 673 rushing. So they're a lot more balanced than what you're going to see from Lucas. But Kuhn is the engine that gets this thing to go, with well over 600 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. And then let's talk about Aiden Raymer. Aiden Raymer is going to be the guy that they're going to want to hand the ball off to. 87 rushes, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, Crestview's going to lean on those 2 heavily tonight. And when the ball's getting thrown in the air, you're going to see Ringler and you're going to see Kuhn as well.
Tyson Ringler, who took a kickoff back for a touchdown a week ago, their leading receiver, 17 receptions. Also, Carter Goon has 16 and 3 touchdowns. So watch out for some of those Cougars on offense. Defense, they're led by Tyson Ringler. He has 37 tackles. But we talked about this. One guy you're going to see both ways, big Caleb Cunningham.
Yeah,
he's about 6'5", 250, offensive and defensive. He's kind of a leader there. He's on the left side of the line, so maybe they go more left, and he really can wreak havoc on the defense. I think it starts with him up front.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you're saying that, because that's going to lead into our keys of the game here, because when you look at Crestview, you're looking at, number one, I think for Crestview, they need to get the lead early, right, Aaron? That makes Lucas have to play maybe into that weakness that you believe would be with the pass game, and then also they have to contain Logan Toms on defense. And how do they do that? You got to get to the ball, 1 of 11. There are 8 run gaps. You have to account for every one of them, but also have eye discipline, because this is the type of game. Listen, Coach Spittler, this isn't his first rodeo. He probably realizes in a game like tonight, as Crestview's back's against the wall, they're playing for playoffs. They're playing to get back on pace. I know this isn't a league game, but they're trying trying to approach this as if this is a springboard back into league play. Don't be surprised if that pass comes out, so you better have eye discipline in that Crestview secondary.
By the way, Crestview under fifth-year head coach Steve Haverdill, the one thing he told me, we've missed a lot of tackles, and the one thing about Lucas, they try and run people over, so tackling will be a big key in this football game tonight. Scott Spittler, he may be the longest tenured coach, at least in our area. He's in his 15th year.
Yeah, there aren't too many, right? I mean, Chokey's, 11, 12 years at senior high?
No, 14 now.
14,
yeah.
That's right, 14. Yeah. So, yeah, those are probably the two most tenured coaches. You're right. I think that's probably about it.
All right, so we are ready to go tonight for high school football here on WMAN, teaming up with the OH Report tonight. Glad to have you. Beautiful Week 5 right in the middle of September.
Man, doesn't get any better than this, Aaron.
Lucas won the toss. They have deferred, and so Crestview is out on the field first.
I like that. Listen, some teams, there is a strategy, I guess you would say, to what do you do when you win the toss. And by deferring, you're just saying, number one, we'd like the ball in the second half. Number two, let's go ahead and see our defense get rolling here. Let's see if we can get a stop, get that 3 and out. Remember, I talked about 3 and outs earlier. That's going to be huge here, especially because, if this game plays out the way that it does on paper, we're going to be out of here by about 9 o'clock tonight because the clock's going to be running most of the game.
Lucas in the white jerseys, black pants, and Erik Will's favorite orange metallic helmet.
That's right.
Crestview black jerseys, white pants, red numerals, and they have the black helmet. Aiden Culler, who has a monster leg. We saw him kick a 50-yard field goal a year ago. He has it teed up at the 40-yard line. He'll approach. He'll hit it. It'll sail over the return man, and it will go near the corner of the end zone, but it will not get into the end zone. It'll go out of bounds at around the 1. So Crestview will start with good field position. He actually kicked it over the head of Bryce Perkins, who was back at around the 10-yard line, trying to angle it toward the corner. And the Crestview Cougars, we will see the offense first. And they'll bring that football out to the 35-yard line. We mentioned a picture-perfect night for the high school football game of the week on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Lucas brings back some experience from a year ago, and this is a team, Erik, that people in our area are well aware of, but they will play any size school anywhere.
Absolutely. And when they get a local game like this, they eat it up, especially against an opponent that's the quality of a Crestview that's going to prepare them for the playoff run, because that's the expectation, I think, for both of these programs is playoff runs.
Crestview won this game here at Crestview 1 year ago. Again, Liam Kuhn at the line. He'll turn around, hand it off to Aiden Raymer up the middle. He'll make a spin move, get a couple of yards out near the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. Multiple here Cubs there. One of the first through was linebacker Daniel Hockensmith, who is 5'9", 201. He's a junior, the second leading tackler on this Lucas football team.
There you go. Just a little lead there on the first play. A little reverse out by the quarterback, hand it off. Get behind that guard and that fullback and see what you can get. So setting up a 2nd and 8.
Yep. Lucas on defense. Starting here tonight, 30 seconds going into the game. Handoff, and there is nowhere to go. They will lose a yard. Lucas came flying in. Multiple guys were there. One of the first through was William Weitzel, the outside linebacker. The junior Hockensmith got help, but number 21 like a missile.
Yeah, 21 came in there with bad intentions, and so did Hockensmith as well. Just impressive the way that they – listen, when you get a straight-ahead run read like that, we used to say read the window if it's open or closed, and that was an open window, and he just shot that thing. That's a great job by the linebacker.
Just under 11 minutes to play in the football game. Scoreless opening drive. 3rd and 7. The quarterback's going to lose the football on the snap, and Lucas may have it, and they do. Low snap. The Cubs come away with the football. Coming in to grab the ball for the Lucas Cub, Raiden Caudill, the junior, in the Lucas defense on a low snap. The quarterback, Liam Kuhn, not able to grab it cleanly. Caudill grabs it, and the Cubs take over in Cougar territory.
Yeah, Liam Kuhn there not being able to handle the snap. And, man, I'll tell you, and the backer was on a blitz anyways. You could see he was blitzing through that B gap, and that thing opened wide up. And, quite frankly, he just jumped on it quicker than the quarterback could get on it. So we have our first big play of the game. So here we go. Sudden change. How's that Crestview defense handle it? And then expect a ton of Logan Toms right here in plus territory.
10:53 to play, opening quarter. We are scoreless. Lucas 1st and 10 from the 34 of Crestview. They'll pitch it to Logan Toms right side, inside the 30, 25, and wrestled to the turf there at the 25-yard line. A 9-yard gain for that Lucas offense on first down.
And there we go. Little quick pitch. I love that play. Of course, quarterback then becomes the lead blocker. That's what I love about this offense. But Logan Toms coming in, 79 carries for 481 yards. Aaron, 6 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns. Looking to add to that. There's 9 yards on play 1.
2nd and 1 at the Crestview 25-yard line. They'll hand it off to the fullback, and they disappear like a rugby scrum, and Lucas will have a home and kitchen supply first down, I believe, as they get up off the bottom of the pile. I believe it was Hawkinsmith, number 30, who disappeared in the middle with the football. Home and kitchen supply first down. The Cubs move the chains down to the 20-yard line. And tell you what, it's a lot to defend for Lucas because there's so much, and I would call such a tight window coming at you.
Yeah, they want to play the game in a when we were growing up, you used to be able to say this in a phone booth. Kids don't even know what phone booths are today, but that's how they want to play this thing.
1st and 10, just over 10 to play. Handoff. This will go to Zach Deal. Broke a tackle initially, then tried to break another. He'll be tripped up inside the 15, down near the 14. Give him 6 yards. There's another name, Zach Deal, who's a junior. He's got some good speed, another weapon for the Cubs.
Well, yeah, and think about it, Aaron. He's your 4th leading rusher at 112 yards. So you've already had Hawkinsmith, your short yardage guy, pick you up a first down, and then you come back with Deal. And it's like I said, expect Logan Toms here real quick.
Deal, by the way, a senior for Lucas. 2nd down and 4 from the 14. Handoff to the fullback, Hawkinsmith, and they'll push that rugby scrum down near the 11-yard line, maybe the 10 before it finally stops. Lucas will not have a first down, but it'll be 3rd in what Lucas lives in, 3rd and short.
3rd and short, and that's a death by 1,000 cuts if this game continues. You live in 3rd and short, especially in plus territory. Aaron, that's a 4-down territory. So what are you talking to your defensive line here? You're talking about your defensive line playing low, creating piles. Your second-level guys, your linebackers, they have to play at depth and follow the guards.
3rd and 1 from the 11. Handoff, Logan Toms. He did not initially have it. Second effort will get it inside the 10, down near the 9-yard line. Home and kitchen supply, first down, 1st and goal. And the one thing Coach Spittler told me, and this is a great compliment for Logan Toms, he told me the way that kid goes to work in practice shows up on game day, his hard work ethic.
Yeah, good-sized kid, 6'1", 180 pounds, and they're going to go as he goes. And what I love about Coach Spittler is, especially in this offense, Logan Toms is not a decoy. He's getting him the ball often.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. They'll pitch it to the near side as the running back trying to break free. He can't. He'll be taken down. And for about a yard loss, back near the 10-yard line. Good job by Crestview. I was going to say coming in to make the stop was the linebacker. That was Gavin Barker. Good job right there by the linebacker, taking him down for about a yard loss.
Yeah, and that's I think he was able to just get back to the original line of scrimmage barely. But, yeah, that was a good job there by the defense. But there you had defensive line penetration, and that's the thing about it. This offense, you have to stay patient with it defensively and maintain your gaps.
7:55 to play, scoreless opening quarter. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Handoff to Logan Toms. Good nifty move. He'll cut inside the 5 and down near the 4-yard line. Logan Toms with a 5-yard run in traffic, and the Cubs have it 3rd and goal from the 4.
So here you go. You got to put your foot in the ground. You got to bow your neck. You got to be stiff here if you're that Crestview defense. Now, if you're Lucas, you're feeling good. You're saying, listen, we got 2 plays to get 4 yards.
Lucas, as you mentioned, 3rd and goal from the Crestview 4-yard line. 7:27 to play, scoreless opening quarter. The Cubs, after a turnover, knocking on the door. They'll keep it with the quarterback, Grayson Jackson. No, they're going to give it to the, actually, I'm trying to think, no, it was. They're going to keep it, and it's into the end zone. It's Logan Toms on the carry. Thought they were going to pitch it. Logan Toms is in, and Lucas scores here from 4 yards out.
Yeah, and that's a nice play there. Once again, I don't even know if there was anybody for the quarterback to block on that. So he pitches the ball and gets out there, and Tom's doing what Logan Toms does, working from left to right. And he kind of walks into the end zone untouched. And, Lucas doing exactly what Lucas does. Remember, 0-2. They've won their last 2 games at 2-2. They're playing hot football right now. And Crestview, after that early turnover, the Lucas Cubs make them pay.
Point after on the way by Aiden Culler. It is up. It is good. And we'll step aside. 7:18 to play opening quarter. Lucas 7, Crestview nothing. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Score after the early turnover, and it's 7-0 Lucas, and not where you wanted to be if you're Crestview. Getting behind to Lucas, right. I've heard you say it over the years, if you fall down 2 or 3 scores to Lucas, it seems like more the way that they run the ball, they control the clock.
Absolutely, and Aaron, I say that so much because as soon as Lucas gets the lead, they slow it down. They just want to grind that clock out. It just puts so much pressure on your offense to answer with quick scores.
All right, the ball is going to be kicked off by Aiden Culler.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, roll into the end zone on a touchback. And he's a good basketball player, too. And the other thing about him, you mentioned a weapon. Eric, if you, especially on a turf field, if you get within, 40 to 50 yards, you do feel comfortable sending him out to kick.
Well, and I mean, think about it. You're starting, high school's different than college and pro. They're not starting on the 25, you're starting on the 20. Right. So if you can make that, if you can get it to the end zone, man, kick that thing through the end zone. So, all right, we're going to see what the first series adjustments are for Crestview here.
7:18 to play, opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas. Handoff will go to the fullback for the Cougars, and there is nowhere to go.
Gabe Brenner on that play, 6'3", 214, defensive lineman there, sophomore for Lucas there. That was a nice play. Yeah. Him and Day.
Yeah, Keaton Day, number 71. Saw him grab him from behind.
Yeah.
And right there, they're going to say no gain, and almost thought it was going to be a short loss.
Well, and here's what he did, Aaron, coaching here. That guard left. You tell your tackle when that guard leaves, get on his hip, and he'll take you to the ball carrier.
2nd down and 10. Liam Kuhn with the snap. He'll roll to the near side. Pressure coming. Hawkinsmith hit him. The ball is going to go incomplete. Daniel Hawkinsmith shot out of a cannon, and that ball will be incomplete.
Yeah, Lucas is playing really fast right now. Really fast.
I'll tell you what, Daniel Hawkinsmith timed that up beautifully. It'll be 3rd and 10. Are they going to say that?
No, I think they're calling that incomplete.
Okay, I was going to say, I saw the one official come up, and I saw the ball hit the turf, so it is incomplete.
And here's the thing. Take a look at this. So Hawkinsmith has 41 tackles, but here's the key. 10 TFLs, man, with 4 sacks.
That's a key stat.
That's a dude. That's a dude.
3rd down and 10. Crestview from their own 20-yard line. Back to pass. Liam Kuhn. Pressure's coming again. He'll roll to the near side. Grabbed, and he tries to throw it. The ball comes out. The officials will call it incomplete. Braden Spittler, the coach's son, number 77, blew it up.
Yes, he did. And as a matter of fact, did you see the play side linebacker? I didn't get a number, but he came out and just absolutely cleaned the lead block for Kuhn out there so he could have a clean sprint out to the left. Coverage was perfect. So Lucas looks on point defensively right now, man. Very impressed with the Cubs.
All right, so we will have a punt now from the Crestview Cougars. As the punter is Gavin Barker. He will drop back at around the 10-yard line. One player late coming out for the Crestview Cougars.
There's a play. Yeah, that kills you as a coach right there because you're trying to get your punt team out there, and it costs you a delay a game.
Delay a game, as Erik mentioned, on the Crestview Cougars.
I'm telling you, Aaron, that stuff fires you up as a coach.
Logan Toms, by the way, back deep. But back deep is only around his own 45-yard line, so Lucas is poised to get good field position. 6:27 to play, opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas. Barker will boot it away. It's a short kick, end over end. It'll hit at the Cougar 43-yard line. It'll jump into Lucas territory, and Logan Toms will let it ride out of bounds. It will be into Lucas territory around the 47, 48-yard line. We'll see where the official marks it. We're at about the 45-yard line, so we'll see what they come up with here. And they're going to put it, I believe, on the 47.
That's correct. So, but I mean, let's say this regardless. I mean, Lucas is starting in really good territory for their second drive. So the first drive starts in plus territory after a fumble, and here we have a punt that leads to really good. I mean, essentially you're hovering around midfield. So, as this game wears on, you hate to say, this is a necessity. Like, this is a must-stop in the first quarter with 6:18. But the way this game's playing right now, you can just see Lucas is winning the line of scrimmage. So this is important that Crestview gets this stop.
All right, 6:18 to play. Opening quarter, 7-0. Lucas, 1st and 10 from their own 47. They'll pitch it to the far side.
Great cut.
Got the corner. Midfield, 40. Crestview territory down to the 30. He'll be thrown out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. As getting back there defensively for Crestview, Carter Goon, the linebacker, he doesn't get there. That may have been a touchdown, but that run to the Crestview 29-yard line, Holman Kitchen Supply first down, and Logan Toms running downhill.
Logan Toms there had a nice little subtle. He kind of like dipped in, kind of did a little hesitation, and then bursted outside, made the corner miss. That was an excellent run by Mr. Toms right there.
Goes for about 24 yards on that scamper. 1st and 10 at the Crestview 29-yard line. Handoff right up the middle. It'll go to the fullback this time. It's Daniel Hockensmith. He'll be pulled down by a couple of Cougars after a short gain up the middle. Austin Huffman, the nose guard, the senior, who's 6 feet even, 225 for Crestview, pulled him down. Nose of the football they'll put down at the 27-yard line. So a short gain for a couple up the middle. And I think right there with that run just lets Logan Toms catch the breath a little bit.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, is just do a little fullback dive right there, plus you keep your fullback interested, and here we go.
2nd down, 8 yards to go from the Crestview 27-yard line. They'll pitch it, bringing it to the near side. Toms. Actually, I'm sorry, no, not Toms. Giving that time to Zach Deal. He'll get down to the 26-yard line, so about another 1-yard gain. Good job by Crestview that time. Up to make the stop was Grayson Burgess, the senior defensive end.
And here's the thing. Here's how this has worked. So you're really getting a couple of different looks here. You're getting the dive from Hockensmith. If you're running the ball right, you're going Toms. If you're running the ball left, you go Deal. And then the quarterback can kind of play off of that.
3rd and about 7 from the Crestview 26-yard line. They'll give it to Toms. He'll try to navigate up the middle. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, get a couple of more down near the 21. So he gets about 5, but it will be 4th down and about 2 yards to go. Just outside the Crestview 21-yard line. If you're Lucas, not many times have they been stopped shy of 2 yards. You also have the big leg kicker in Aiden Culler, but it looks like head coach Scott Spittler is going to be aggressive and go for it.
He's going to go for this. 4th and 2, you feel good about this. You're not going to necessarily see something you've seen before. I don't necessarily think you're going to get a pass here, but watch out for double handoff here. Watch out for jet sweep. Watch out for the fake and the quarterback coming back on the quarterback counter.
Oh, and Lucas is going to move. They bring Logan Toms in motion. I think everybody was on a different snap count.
That's right.
Wide receiver went, a couple guys on the line moved.
Right.
And a penalty will move them back 5 yards. Completely different play call on 4th and 2 than 4th and 7.
Yeah, that's right.
For most people,
no,
right?
You're exactly right, Aaron. And here's what you're looking at. So they were sending them in motion. It was going to be quarterback power. So they were going to fake to Toms, and then they were going to pull. The play side guard around, and quarterback was going to keep it. So now we're going to get ourselves a nice 44-yard field goal here.
Aiden Culler, they'll put the football down at the 34, so you got it. 44-yard attempt, 7-0 Lucas, 4:11 to play, opening quarter, 4th down and 7. As everybody is ready, Aiden Culler, there's the snap. The kick is on the way, and that kick is it's no good, actually. It's off to the right.
Right, yeah, I think it had the distance. I think it was just pushed to the right. Yep.
So Aiden Culler, not good, push it to the right.
Great job by the Crestview defense there. See, that's what I'm talking about, Aaron. As long as they're not in the end zone, everything's okay. But they had a 4th and short. They stayed disciplined. They allowed Lucas to make the mistake, pushed him back, made it a long field goal, didn't make it, so now your offense is back out on the field. So I'm curious to see now, can they protect for Kuhn, and then can they establish any type of running game?
7:21 left, opening quarter update here. Shelby 7, Galleon 6, both scoring on their opening drive. Gallion went for 2 and did not get that, so Shelby with a 1-point lead.
That's a big game for League.
And
we got a big one down in the Valley with Ontario heading down to the Valley. I know Brian and Effie are on the call down there tonight.
All right, that is the Clear Fork Colts. It is, by the way, the World's Fair going on. Belleville Street Fair going on down there as well. So Crestview will take over. Handoff will go to Raymer. He'll be sandwiched after he broke an early tackle. A couple of Cubs there to take him down. Good job. Again, Aiden Raymer initially broke a tackle, and then multiple Cubs in there to make the stop. One of the first guys in for Lucas was Buck Arnold, who is a junior nose tackle, and give him close to 4 yards on that carry. Line of scrimmage was around the 20, push him out near the 24. So it'll be second down, 6 yards to go. Crestview, they trail. It's Lucas 7, Crestview nothing. 3:30 left here in the opening quarter, week 5 of the high school football season. It'll be Kuhn. He'll hand the football off left side. This is Wade Bull, and he'll spin, break a tackle, 35-40. Zach Dale trying to ride him down at midfield. Just barely able to do it, but not until he rolls into Lucas territory at the 48-yard line. They missed Wade Bolin a lot last year due to injury, and he's back this year, and he made his presence felt on that run.
Yes, he did. Ran like he was angry at the grass right there, Aaron. A little bit of carnage behind him as he was running that ball.
Wouldn't go down.
Would not go down, and that was a saving tackle there by Deal. But, man, how about the run with power there from Bolin there? That was fantastic. You're looking at 6 foot, 220 pounds. So, you know, like I said, that guy eats guarantee he eats his Wheaties.
That's a 28-yard run and a home and kitchen supply first down, the first of the ball game for Crestview. Handoff to Raymer, and Lucas is right there in numbers. You can name about 4 Cubs. First guy through was Keaton Day, but Buck Arnold was in there, Spittler, among others. They will give forward progress to the 46-yard line, and then he got thrown back.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think William Weitzel was in on that as well, number 21 there up on the right side. Aaron, it might have sprung if Weitzel wasn't there, because I'm telling you, he had broke about 2 tackles.
There were 4 guys involved. We named at least 3 of them there. Second down, 8, Crestview at the Lucas 46-yard line, under 3 to play, opening quarter, trailing 7-0. Handoff to Raymer. Spittler is going to grab him and take him down at around the 42-yard line. So Aiden Raymer gets a few yards. It'll bring up a third and manageable here for Crestview, as they'll need about 4 yards to pick up a home and kitchen supply first down, maybe a long 4 close to 5.
Right.
With 1:44 to go here in the opening quarter, we are coming to you tonight from the Wendy's broadcast booth. Of course, a great night for, some coffee with their frosty cream cold brew, vanilla, caramel, chocolate. Taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's. And a frosty, by the way, always sounds good.
That's right. They got pumpkin out now.
That's right. Pumpkin spice is coming. I think it is out now. Pass to the near side on third down. It's complete. Liam Kuhn into the hands of his wide receiver. That is Bryce Perkins. Do they have the first down? They're going to give him the first down right at the marker at the 38-yard line of Lucas, the second first down of the night for the Cougars.
That's a big one there, right? That's the second one of this drive as well. So they've needed this, man. So we're getting ready to hit a minute 15 here. Clock continues to run, and we're getting some old school looks. So, you know, we've got a little shoot, man. We got 12 personnel out there, Aaron.
Handoff will go to Raymer, and Raymer's going to be grabbed from behind by Daniel Hockensmith, again, who came flying up, grabbed him by the shoulders, and wrestles him to the turf after a gain of about a yard. Put him down at the 37-yard line. Erik, under a minute to play in the opening quarter. I've been very impressed with Daniel Hockensmith early.
Yeah, he's a heck of a football player. You know why? Because he trusts his reads. He's been coached well. He's following his guards. Listen, when you're playing teams like Crestview and Lucas, you know, defensively, you better follow the guards or they're going to make you look like Larry Curley and Mo.
31 seconds left, opening quarter, second down and 8. Kuhn's going to roll to the near side and throw a fastball high and out of bounds. He was going for his top wide receiver in terms of catches and yards. That was Tyson Ringler, the junior. And I think Liam Kuhn felt the pressure was coming, put a little bit too much on it. It'll go out of bounds, incomplete, stops the clock, 27 seconds to play, first quarter. It's 7-0 Lucas. Third down and 8 now for Crestview. The ball at the Lucas 36-yard line as the Cougars come to the line. 2 wide receivers, 1 each way. Quarterback Kuhn is in the gun. Back to his right. He's going to roll to the near side. He'll throw it, and the ball to the receiver is knocked free. Good job defensively. Aiden Culler right there behind Ringler. He may have got a hand around him to knock that ball out.
Yeah, and you're looking at the senior there, Aiden Culler, sitting at 6'1", 185. He's a 3-year letter winner, man. So for him, this is nothing big. That kid's played in regional championship games. You know what I mean? So he's a big-time player. He's used to these moments, and that was a great jump on that play to bat that thing away.
All right, Erik, 4th down and 8. Crestview, the ball at the Lucas 36-yard line. They're going to go for it. 22 seconds left, opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas. 2 wide receivers each way. Kuhn in the gun with Raymer to his left. He'll call for the football. As he fakes the handoff, back to pass. Pressure's coming. He's hit as he unloads it. The ball will be incomplete at around the 31-yard line, and Lucas will take over. And the guy that hit him, Mr. Hawkinsmith, one more time.
And that's essentially a jet blitz for him. I mean, that's just a read. So if the back doesn't go out, he's coming in. And that was a great job of reading that. And listen, QB pressures are a real stat. And that's exactly what that is. It's not a sack, but I'm either making the quarterback throw off platform, or I'm making him move, or I'm hitting him as he's throwing it, and he's doing a great job. He's a fine football player.
He's had multiple quarterback pressures here in the opening quarter. 17 seconds left, opening quarter, 7-0. Lucas will take over at the Crestview 36-yard line. Handoff will go to Logan Toms. He'll squirt his way for a couple across the 40, near the 41. Actually got close to 5 yards on that play, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Clock hits triple zeros. We'll step aside. After one quarter, Lucas 7, Crestview nothing. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Hines and Erik will.
One quarter in the books. It is 7-0 Lucas. High school football, WMAN teaming up with our friends at the OH Report. Week 5, hard to believe, and every coach Erik, I feel every year football season gets faster.
It does.
Because how are we at the halfway point already? I felt like you and I just got together here, and all of a sudden we're halfway through.
It feels like we were just sitting in your, in the studio doing our preseason preview with Jake Furr, and here we are, and so here we go. We got to start the second quarter. In this game, man, it does. Time evaporates when you have teams that run the football. It's just a complete, today with the game being played at almost every level so wide open, it's just the game. You don't realize how quick the game's played. Aaron, when we were kids, every Friday night game started at 7:30.
That's right.
You were out of there a touch after 9.
That's right.
Because everybody ran the football. Nobody, most people don't run the football today.
Well, Lucas is going to throw it for the first time in 3 weeks down the seam. And
my!
Just led the receiver a little bit too much. He was wide open. It was Zach Winters, the junior tight end. He snuck behind the defense. Lucas hasn't thrown a pass since about August, by the way, if you're curious. We're here in the middle of September. Just a little bit too far for the tight end.
Well, and as the QB there, listen, you've just got to hit him. I mean, there wasn't anybody within 10, 15 yards of him. You just can't overshoot him. Just put it on him. And I don't even know if he'd have scored because he wasn't like flying down the field. But that's a perfectly timed pass.
11:54 left here, second quarter. Handoff to Zach Deal, and he will be rode down for a loss. Good job by the Crestview Cougars. Flying in from the strong safety spot, Jaden Hedrick, among others, in on the stop for for Crestview. Grayson Burgess, the defensive end, in on that stop as well. That loss back to the 40-yard line. Zach Deal loses a couple of yards, so 4th down and 6 yards to go. And Crestview is going to get the football back. Lucas has to punt.
Yeah, and here you go. And that's exactly what happens when you don't complete that wide open pass. Crestview did a good job on 3rd, and now we're looking at a punt.
Aiden Culler will boot that one high into the air, hanging forever. It'll hit and be caught at around the 27-yard line as Lucas hustles down the field. 11-13 to play, second quarter, 7-0 Lucas on top. After the game, we'll select who made, well, a heck of a play from the Heck Law Offices, Mansfield's injury lawyers. We'll give out some free pizza from the Heck Law Offices and Giannino's Pizzeria. We had so many plays in the Mansfield senior game last week. We went from 2 pizzas in the broadcast game to I think I gave away 5.
Well, you had to, the way that they played.
Oh.
I mean, there were too many guys to just, I mean, you were either going to have to cut the pizza in half or give everybody, or into fifths or give everybody their own pizza.
So we were tossing pies all over the place at Arlen Field on Monday. All right, so Crestview to the line, 1st and 10. They'll hand the football off to the near side. The running back, nifty move by Aiden Raymer, breaks a tackle, uses some speed across the 40, 45, and he'll be knocked out of bounds near midfield. They'll put him down at the 49-yard line as he scampers, Eric, for close to 30 yards.
Yeah, that was a great play, and I've been waiting for Raymer to kind of get out, and that's a touchdown-saving tackle there by Toms. But I do think that the clock's going to be moving here. I think they got him just in bounds. So I think the clock's moving.
It is moving.
Because I saw his elbow. I think he hit Green before White there.
About 25 yards on that scamper. Home and Kitchen Supply first down. They're third. 1st and 10 from their own 49. Handoff Raymer, right side. Good block into Lucas territory. 45. He'll dive near the first down. Doesn't quite have it. About a 9-yard gain there. And again, Raymer, Aiden Raymer, his older brother, starred last year at Addison, and now he's picking up right where his brother left off. 2 big runs, Eric, better than 35 yards in 2 carries, and all of a sudden, they're in Cub territory.
Right, he's got good speed, good explosive, good first step, and then he hides behind that offensive line and his fullback, and you can tell he's got a little wiggle to him.
7-0 Lucas, 10-15 to play until halftime, but Crestview on the move in Lucas territory. Handoff to Wade Bull, and he'll spin and be pulled down. Multiple Cubs in on the stop. You have Logan Toms also in on the stop that time to make the tackle. Raiden Caudill put him down. They're going to give him a first down?
Yep.
They do. Okay, just enough for the first down, so he does move the chains. 4th, Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Your first call for remodeling, windows, doors, and more should always be Home and Kitchen Supply, North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield, online at homeandkitchensupply.com. 9:51 to play, second quarter, 7-0 Lucas, 1st and 10 from the Lucas 37-yard line for the Crestview Cougars. Handoff to the running back this time. And Wade Bullen again, he's really the big, strong fullback. He'll work his way inside the 35 and down near the 32, Eric. So all of a sudden, that Crestview running attack starting to get some chunks.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Is Crestview has settled into this game defensively and offensively, and they're just looking for a spark. And they've gotten that from Raymer, and they're doing a good job of mixing the inside-outside game here.
2nd and 5 from the Lucas 32-yard line. Handoff. The snap was bobbled momentarily. Raymer's got it. First down. 20. May he go. 15, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. Crestview Cougars. 32 yards as Aiden Raymer got a hole, and he took off like a bolt of lightning, and the Cougars a PAT away from tying this up.
Yeah, he got great speed there off the edge. Just a little off-tackle play, and Jackson got kicked out there by Lucas, and it was off to the races. And good speed down the sideline, outran the angles, and we got ourselves a 6-7 game and potentially a tie.
Point after is going to be attempted here by the Crestview Cougars, as it will be Keith Abshire on to tack on the PAT. This would tie the game up. 9:06 to play. Second quarter. Kick is on the way, and that kick is no good. It hit the right upright. So Lucas will have the lead. We'll step aside. 9:06 to play. Second quarter. It's now Lucas 7, Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
have scored a touchdown, but the Cougars not successful on the point after. So the Lucas Cubs own a 7-6 lead. 9:06 to play here in the second quarter. After the game, we will select our Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for his team. They'll get a T-shirt courtesy of the great people from Spitzer Motors, West 4th Street in Mansfield. Shop online anytime. DriveSpitzer.com. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and when you buy a brand new vehicle at Spitzer's, you never wash it again. Free car washes for life. And my, oh my, is that dynamite come salt in wintertime.
Absolutely. Keep that thing clean.
That's right. Here we go. Crestview. Abshire will boot the football on the kickoff. It'll be fielded by the Cubs at around the 8-yard line. Return man, Zach Deal. Great open field tackle by the Crestview Cougars. Jaden Hedrick, the senior, like a missile coming down the field, takes him off his feet at around the 27-yard line. Great tackle.
That's a great tackle because they kind of had set up a little bit of a left return, and he came from, Lucas's right, so it would have been Crestview's left. And, man, he came right across, and I tell you what, the runner didn't even see him, did he, Aaron? I mean, he took him down.
All right, so here we go. 9:02 to play, second quarter, 7-6 Lucas. Again, second quarter, Cubs on their last possession would love to have a pass back. They got the tight end. They haven't thrown a pass since August, and we're not kidding when we say that. They haven't thrown one in 2 weeks. And they got the tight end wide open, but overthrew him. Eventually had to punt the football, and Crestview just marched down the field and scored. Lucas will try to answer back. They'll pitch the football to Zach Deal as he works his way toward the left side. Line of scrimmage was the 27 across the 30-31, but they'll say knee down at the 30. So give him about a 3-yard gain for the Lucas Cubs.
Which means they're on schedule, Aaron. 3 yards is perfect for them. Lucas will take that the whole way. Now, if you're a defensive end or a defensive player, you cannot get any deeper than heel depth. If you run up the field, they will run underneath you. You have to be disciplined. Shoulders are square, close your gap, heel depth, runner will come to you.
8:25 to play, second quarter, second down and 7. They'll pitch it to Logan Toms. Little jump cut there in the middle, across the 30 to the 33, maybe close to the 34. He's about halfway between the yard markers, so it'll be third down
and 4.
In about 3 to 4 yards. Yeah, put him down. It's going to be close to 4 for the Lucas Cubs, but a good effort right there by Logan Toms because there wasn't a whole lot there.
No, he got all that with all 6'1" of him. He kind of lunged forward here. So, but like I said, Aaron, so think about it. 3 straight plays, what'd they get? Or 2 straight plays, what'd they get? 3 yards apiece.
Third down and a long 3 for Lucas. They'll pitch it to Deal, and he will go nowhere. Penalty marker comes out. It was blown up by Crestview. Multiple guys were in there. The first guy that I saw come knifing in was Max Klein, number 72, the senior. There were multiple guys, but Klein was the first guy through. Erik, there was a penalty marker that's at around the 35-yard line. It was thrown kind of from the back judge. Crestview saying it's on Lucas. Lucas saying it's on Crestview, but so we don't know yet. The officials are talking quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of a chop block or a cut block, but I want to know who it is.
And it's going to be on who? He just said chop block. And
we didn't get a point.
We didn't get a point.
I mean, I would assume it's on the offense, but I'm not sure because the defense can cut illegally too.
We haven't had...
And if it is, Aaron, they'll probably decline it so you can get the punt.
Right now, there's a whole lot of discussion. Both sidelines, they're going to talk to Coach Spittler.
Well, there's been no clarity. They haven't. I mean, I think both coaches are like, who's this on?
Once we find that out.
Because, I mean, if it's on Lucas, Crestview's going to decline that. And then they're just going to go fourth down and because there's been a loss on the play. If it's Lucas, they're going to accept it.
I think we're going to get our announcement now. It's a chop block on Lucas. I don't know what took so long with the explanation. I'm not sure.
Right. I'm kind of surprised they're taking it because that would have made it 4th and 6 or 7. I would rather punt the ball here as opposed to taking this because you're giving Lucas a – now, listen, Lucas does not throw the football, so you're probably thinking, listen –
might throw it now, right?
Right, but I mean, just I don't like giving the offense any type of
another play.
Like I just no. You make them punt here. To me, you decline that and make them punt.
All right, so it will be third down and 18 yards to go. Lucas has the football just inside the 20-yard line near the 19. And I believe everybody is ready to go as they'll get the play clock set. Ball at the line of scrimmage. And Lucas will have 3 wide receivers, Erik will, in a non-traditional Lucas formation. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Grayson Jackson back to pass. Little screen. Ball's tipped up in there. Caught then by Logan Toms, but one of the Cougars right there to grab him and drop him. And it was Wade Bolin. Number 13, linebacker, was right there to greet him and drop him. And he'll actually lose yards, about 4 of them back to the 15. So a tremendous job by the Crestview defense, and they are poised to get really good field position after this punt.
Absolutely. And listen, 4th and forever screams quick game and screens. So good job by Crestview kind of honing in on that.
Yeah, Wade Bolin was there. Aiden Culler will boot it away, and he gets a pretty good one away. It's fielded by Raymer at his own 44-yard line. He'll return it to the right, try to break a tackle. He'll get to midfield. Good job by Lucas there, getting back to cover. Zach Winters was one of the Cubs back there, and they're going to say that the return by Ringler goes down right at midfield. So Crestview, dynamite field position, down a point, second quarter. 6:59 to play. They are right at midfield.
Yeah, and you know, the momentum has slowly changed. I don't know if anybody really has it, but Crestview has it a little bit more right now, considering they just had a nice defensive stand. They've got the ball in the plus 49, so it means it's Lucas's territory. And Crestview seems like they figured some things out. So it was kind of a Lucas first quarter, and then as the end, looks like Crestview's captured some of that momentum.
Yeah, so they're actually going to give him 1 more yard as he fell forward. So starting at the 49 of Lucas, handoff will go to Raymer, and he'll get about 3 yards off the left side down near the 46-yard line. So we've really seen Aiden Raymer run the football well with his speed. We've seen the power of Wade Bolin. That combo has been very good for the Crestview Cougars, especially on the last couple of drives.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. The last couple of drives, I mean, they haven't needed anything else. And, you know, you can put that throwing game in your back pocket and just continue to mix up your run.
2nd down 7 at the Lucas 46-yard line. As they go to snap the football, we have what? A whistle. Do we have a marker? The official stopped play right as Crestview was snapping the football.
Oh, it must have been some type of an equipment issue.
Okay, we're going to have a player come off the field. Nolan Moore, the junior, is going to head out, and Ringler is going to head in for him. While we have a moment, 6:20 to play. Second quarter, 7-6 Lucas by a point, but Crestview driving. They're at the Cub 46-yard line. High school football on WMAN. We are driven by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Aaron Hines and Erik Will, glad to team up tonight with our good friends at the OH Report to bring you high school football on this beautiful week number 5. Beautiful field here at Crestview. Handoff to Bolin, tries to go forward, and he's grabbed and tackled. Terrific defensive play by the Lucas Cub linebacker, knifing in. Raiden Caudill, the junior, grabbed him by the legs. He'll struggle forward and give him a yard or two down to the 44. Great tackle.
Yeah, he needed all 5'10", 205, and we used to talk about that. Attack the legs, man. Kill the engine, right? Squeeze those thighs, ride it down to those calves, and squeeze. And that's exactly what he did, because that had potential to be a bigger play than it actually was.
There was nobody there to help out.
And
you got it.
And if you're Bolin, he's not going to be a big hit, but he can get chunk yardage.
3rd and 5. Crestview from the Lucas 44 as they go to snap the football. A penalty marker comes out, and it's an offsides penalty on Lucas.
Ooh.
That is a big penalty on a 3rd and 5. So the Cubs will have a penalty.
That very easily could give them a first down.
I believe it will. Head coach Steve Haverdale and crew is pointing for a first down. From here, it looks like a first down. I'm not down on the field.
I mean, I would assume if he's hitting the yard, or he's hitting the 39, that's where it is.
That's
got
a
first down.
Holman Kitchen Supply first down, number 5 for Crestview, and that's a big penalty. 5:28 to play. Second quarter, 7-6 Lucas. But as we mentioned, Crestview driving at the Cub 39-yard line. Halftime, we're going to run down all the scores from across the area. You can find them anytime on our website. It's on the North Central State College High School Football Scoreboard, WMANFM.com. NC State, your affordable option where 3 out of 4 students graduate without college debt. Handoff, Raymer, good move to the outside. He'll break it 25, 30, and he shoved out of bounds there. Good job. Is he going to have the first down? He will.
Yes, he does.
And he will be at around the 28-yard line. So a good run, again, by Raymer. That's the 6th Home and Kitchen Supply first down. And he made a nice little move to the outside.
He did. That was the same move Logan Toms made earlier when he did the little hesitation to bring the corner in. But, defensively over there, if you're Lucas, your force player shouldn't be your corner in that situation. You've got to have either a backer or an end or a safety be your force player. What does that mean? It means keep the run inside. So he did a good job of breaking contain.
1st and 10 at the Lucas 28-yard line. Handoff to the near side. And the running back, Raymer, this time is going to be dragged down for a short gain. Logan Toms came up from the secondary to take him down at the 24. Line of scrimmage was the 28, so he gets close to 4 yards on that stretch play to the near side. So 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Crestview, clock reads 4:44 to play, second quarter. 7-6 is the lead right now for the Lucas Cubs. But really, after that early drive for Crestview,
right,
you've seen a difference
in
them running the ball in the last few drives.
Well, and it starts up front. They've been more physical at the point of attack on both sides of the ball after Lucas did a good job after getting spotted short territory to kind of take the lead. So Crestview has really owned the second quarter.
2nd down, 6 from the 24. Handoff Raymer, and he is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be tackled for a 1-yard loss back to the 25. Multiple Cubs in off the bottom of the pile. Linebacker Daniel Hockensmith, Caudill in there, Weitzel as well.
There you go. Just an old counter play right there, Aaron. Defense really well by Lucas there and setting up in what you would think is going to be a passing situation, which we haven't seen from Crestview a whole lot today either.
And anytime they've thrown it, Lucas has been in their lap. It's 3rd and about 7, Crestview. The ball is at the Lucas 25-yard line. 7-6 Lucas. 3:38 to play until halftime. Pass to the near side. Caught by Ringler. Aiden Cullers there to grab him. He'll get about 3 or 4 yards. Forward progress will give him 4 yards to the 21. It is not enough for a first down. It's 4th and close to 3.
Yeah, and here's the thing with that route. They're just basically running a stick route or an old-school hitch route. So the thing is, though, you got to know where the sticks are. You got to that play has to be run to the sticks. You can't run that in front of the sticks. So that means that should have been about an 8-yard route and then planted, then the ball's delivered. So you set yourself up now with a kind of a difficult 3rd and 3.
4th down. Yeah, 4th down.
4th down, yeah.
4th and about 3. 4th and about 3 for Crestview. They're going to take a timeout. We'll step aside and be back. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
A big 4th down is coming up for the Crestview Cougars coming out of the timeout. As it is 2:49 left, second quarter. It is 7-6 Lucas, but Crestview has the football. 4th and about 3 is where they're going to have the ball. They're at the Lucas 21-yard line. And, Erik, we've seen Crestview run the football effectively.
Yes.
But when it comes to 4th down, there's no margin for error.
So, no, you're exactly right.
But they've shown they can get a 3 or 4 yard pass.
Right.
So let's see what they dial up here.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see some type of pop or play action or boot here.
All right, 4th down and about 3 from the Lucas 21-yard line. And somebody for the Cubs jumped early. At least that's the way it looks. I don't know if anybody moved on the Crestview O-line, and no, they did not. And for Lucas, it was Buck Arnold who was just trying to time that up, I believe, to go early, or at least try to not go early, but time up the snap count, and he went early. Because I guess it's one of those you're just trying to guess, right? You have that feeling.
Exactly right. He was just trying to time up the count and shoot the man. You can't do that, man.
First down, Crestview. Holman Kitchen Supply first down after the penalty. Handoff to Raymer. Keaton Day's going to get him from behind. He'll get into the 15 and down near the 12. Line of scrimmage, by the way, was the 16 after that penalty. That's the 7th Holman Kitchen Supply first down. Put him down at about the 12-yard line. So it's a 4-yard gain, and if you're Crestview, with 2:25 to play until halftime, you would love nothing to take a little more time off this clock, put it in the end zone, and go into halftime with the lead.
No, absolutely, and that's exactly why they're not in a hurry. And, sitting here on the 13-yard line, they're feeling great.
Second down, 6 yards to go. I formation, handoff to Raymer. The hole was there initially, and then it closed up in a hurry by Lucas. Raymer will get a few yards. Hawkinsmith, again, one of the first guys to greet him. He'll get inside the 10 and down near the 8-yard line. So about 40 yards on the gain. It's 3rd and about 2 from the Lucas 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice job there, just a little power. And you're seeing the running back right now really run behind his pads for his size. Raymer's not a real big guy, but he does run hard and setting up an extremely manageable 3rd and 2.
1:38 to play until halftime. They'll hand it off to Wade Bull, and he will not get the first down. Lucas came knifing in. 77 the first guy to greet him. That's Braden Spittler, the coach's son. Hawkinsmith was there as well. It'll be about a yard loss, maybe just over back outside the 9.
Yeah, you're right, because that went from a 3rd and 2 to a 4th and 3. And
that's a big play on 3rd down.
That's a big play. So here we go. I mean, we saw him miss the extra point, so I know why they're going for this on 4th down. But it's going to be interesting to see what that play call is. You've got to have your eyes on the football. Lucas has had 2 infractions of jumping in the neutral zone.
1 minute to play until halftime. 7-6 Lucas. 4th and 3 from the Cub 9-yard line. The quarterback's going to roll to right, throw it into the end zone. It's knocked away, incomplete. Defensively for the Lucas Cubs, knocking that away was Aiden Culler, the defensive back. Got a paw on it. Otherwise, that's a score. And the Lucas defense, like a rubber band, bends but does not break.
Aiden Culler, great job breaking on the ball there. And then we got Liam Kuhn. I think he could have ran for that.
Okay.
When he was booting out there was nobody coming in his face. So I think he could have just kept the ball. Because the play side backer ran out with the fullback underneath, and man, I think he would have actually pricked up that first down pretty easily, if not even come close to scoring.
52 seconds left here in the first half. Lucas will take over at their own 9-yard line. They will run the football.
Yeah, and I don't think Lucas is looking to try to. They're going to be perfectly content taking a 7-6 lead into halftime after what their defense just was able to hold there.
Daniel Hawkinsmith on the carry. The pile will push its way out near the 12. Give him 3 yards. Clock reads 28 seconds to play until halftime. 7-6 Lucas on top. And as you mentioned, the Cubs will pack it in at the line of scrimmage, and they'll bring it to the near side. Good job by the back that time. Logan Toms following his blockers across the 15, out near the 20. Just patient running there by Toms. He'll get 8 yards and a Holman Kitchen Supply first down out to the 20.
Yep, and that's probably going to pretty much run out this clock there. I don't anticipate Lucas taking another snap with 13 seconds here. We'll see what they do. I think it looks like they're almost even kind of walking over to the sideline here.
Yeah, the clock's winding now after they officially put the ball down after the first down, and we will not have another play. Down to 5 seconds. The players will head toward the locker rooms, and we have reached halftime before 8 o'clock here at Crestview in Week 5, where we have a 1-point game. Lucas scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Extra point was good. Crestview got one in the second quarter, but the PAT hit the upright, no good. Lucas's defense just kept the Cougars out of the end zone, and we are going to step aside here at halftime. I know the OH report will have the marching band out on the field, and we have a great interview coming up with our iHeart Halftime Huddle. We will step aside at halftime here, Week 5, Scott Bailey Memorial Field at Crestview High School. And at halftime, Lucas has a 1-point lead over Crestview. We'll step aside at halftime. Lucas 7, Crestview 6. We'll be back in just a bit. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Not either, but it is a thing they're looking to build in Canton. Things are going so well, however, they've already named 2 classes. High school football home.
Answer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about
out tonight. Please give a round of applause for the 2023 Lucas Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Hannah Wolf, Devin Renninger, and color guard instructed by Kennedy Nonenmaker, we proudly present to you the 2023 Marching Cougar Pride! Tonight, our 7th and 8th grade band will join the MCP as we present to you for your halftime entertainment, our Beatles Show. The Marching Cougar Pride opens their show with the theme song from a 1973 James Bond film. Sit back and enjoy our performance of Live and Let Die. This next song was the Beatles' first American #1 hit, entering the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1964 and starting the British invasion of the American music industry. The 7th and 8th grade band members have been working hard to learn the music for tonight's performance, and we're excited to have them join the MCP on the field. Please welcome the 7th and 8th grade band as they join us for a performance of I Wanna Hold Your Hand. close tonight's show with the 1967 Beals tune that's guaranteed to raise a smile. Give it up for the Marching Cougar Pride as they play Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The Lucas Marching Band on a fine performance. Good night and go Cougars!
For the comeback.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking. with Casasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Game of the week on WMAN.
Halftime here in Crestview, where it is week 5 and a defensive game here tonight in Cougar Country as they trail the Lucas Cubs by a score of 7-6 here at halftime. Aaron Hines, Erik Will, we're glad to have you tonight. WMAN teaming up with our friends at the OH Report, as we've had each team score once in the ball game, and for Lucas, 4 first downs. Crestview has 6 first downs through the first half. Lucas got on the board first at the 7:18 mark of the opening quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run by Logan Toms. Point after, which is key, was good by Aiden Culler. Made it 7-0 Lucas, and that's how we wrapped up the opening quarter. Second quarter at the 9:06 mark, and Crestview got it rolling on the ground. A 32-yard sprint to the end zone by Aiden Raymer, the sophomore, 32 yards out. But the point after hit the right upright, no good. That's why it's a Lucas 1-point lead at 7-6 here at the half. And Erik, I know we have a few other numbers we want to share.
Yeah, and total rushing yards, 140 for Crestview and only 82 for Lucas. Obviously, Lucas has the one pass attempt that was wide open, unable to connect, so they have 0 yards. Crestview not doing much better, a couple of connections for 9 yards. So you're looking at 149 yards for Crestview, and you're looking at 82 total yards for Lucas. So you said it when we came back from the break. It's been a defensive struggle, and the one turnover that Crestview had led to points. And I would say that Crestview probably from about the 3 or 4 minute mark in the first quarter through the rest of the half, I really felt kind of seized control because Lucas really was in control of this game for the first series or two. And Crestview has done a nice job of bouncing back, and that's what creates this 7-6 game. So the difference in the game right now is a missed extra point.
Before we check out some of the other scores, I do want to let you know each and every week we select the iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week. That is made possible by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. You can get a free quote at neilcadyinsurance.com. Cady is Kadey, so NeilCadyInsurance.com. Those great plaques made by Emerald Awards and Engraving in Ashland. Our iHeartRadio athlete this week was Ontario junior quarterback Bodpin Miller, who accounted for, you need more than one hand, touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns last week in their win, and he completed passes to 9 different receivers the week prior. He came out to the radio station this afternoon. Bodpin Miller has had himself quite a year here, and we're just at the halfway point.
Halfway point. He's only a junior. He continues to get taller and taller, Erik.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And also remember, he's a basketball player too. So, yeah, heck of an athlete. They're having a great year, man. Ontario taking care of business. I know you're going to be going over that, too.
Let's go there first. The North Central State College High School football scoreboard at our website. Let's begin in the Valley, where Ontario leads Clear Fork at halftime, 38-0. The Warriors are putting up a statement every week.
They are, because, they were up 35-0 at the end of one last week against River Valley, obviously being very, very opportunistic as far as being spotted in the plus territory. But listen, they did something with it. So Ontario might be the hottest team in the area.
All right, let's give you some of the other games from around the area as we check the scoreboard at our website. Halftime in the OCC, Lexington leading Worcester 20-6 at halftime.
That one.
How about in Shelby, where it is back and forth at halftime? Shelby 24, Galleon 20. That one may go down to the last possession.
I think it will.
Ashland at halftime leading Mount Vernon 24-7. Also Plymouth trailing Norwalk St. Paul 21-0 in the second quarter. Mansfield Senior, big one at Arlen Field. Both teams 1-0 in the OCC. Mansfield Senior has a second quarter lead over New Philadelphia 21-6. As they are trying to go to 2-0 in the league. West Holmes has a 27-14 lead in the second quarter at Madison. You can check those scores and more on the North Central State College High School football scoreboard at our website. And we have that up to date throughout the evening after the ball game. NC State, your affordable option, where 3 out of 4 students graduate without college debt. And we are getting closer to the start of the third quarter. High school football here on WMAN is driven each and every week all across the area by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Our game next week, we go to the OCC, Lexington at Mansfield Senior. If both win, that ought to be a dandy next week. Both have a lot of momentum. That's a big one next week.
Well, both would be, I believe, 2-0 in the league.
That's right.
So, that'd be a huge one. When's the last time Lex and Mansfield meet in Lexington? 2-0. I'll be looking forward to that because Lexington, it almost seems like a light flipped with that offensive staff, and they said, hey, Cottle's throwing the ball a little bit better. He's also running the football, and then you start using Seven Allen and Fogel along with
Markel Martin.
Yeah. That's right. They've got a nice little thing going there.
It was week 3. We did that game as the kickoff will be bobbled momentarily by Lucas. The return man will then be able to corral the football, but Crestview comes knifing down the field to tackle the return man. And returning it was Tim Day. He's a sophomore for Lucas. Just kind of bobbled it, and that allowed Crestview to fly down the field. And so the Cubs, who will start the second half with a 1-point lead in the football, are buried deep in their own end, Erik. They're just outside the yard line.
That's not how you wanted to start this second half. But I'm sure in Lucas form, we'll see the ball on the ground here to get this clock moving. But Aaron and I were talking about this at halftime. There's probably going to have to be a little bit of we're going to have to see them do something a little bit outside of their comfort zone here in the second half. And what we mean by that is just throwing the football in some way, shape, or form.
When you kind of feel, if they keep running it, then you take a chance down the field. We'll see what happens as Lucas will start first and 10 from their own 12. Go to Logan Toms, near side, 40, midfield. Logan Toms breaks it free, and you can kiss him goodbye. Count him off, 30, 10, 20, end zone. Lucas scores as it is a long touchdown run down the sideline by Logan Toms. The line of scrimmage was the 12-yard line, so 88 yards down the sideline. And Logan Toms to the house.
Logan Toms doing Logan Toms things. How about that? Man, the right side of that line just collapsed. The quarterback got up to the secondary. As soon as he pushed that safety, Logan Toms just flipped on the Jets, man, hit the
40 on the third quarter clock. 88-yard touchdown run by Logan Toms.
What a run.
Point after, hits the upright. It is no good. So both teams have missed a PAT, and that keeps it a 7-point lead. We'll step aside, 11:40 to play in the third quarter, but Lucas extends their lead. It's now Lucas 13 and Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top of the line
8 yards, and Lucas starts the third quarter and the second half with an exclamation point.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they kind of fumbled around and lost a little bit of momentum on that kickoff return, and then boom, just Logan Toms, here we go. It almost makes you wonder, man, I wonder if Coach Spittler went into half and kind of gave him a little bit of the what's up, and they came out spitting fire, man. Holy smokes, what a run. What a way to start the second half.
I was going to say there was a huge gap off the right side, and Logan Toms just went down, galloping down that sideline.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Kickoff is going to roll to the 1-yard line and be picked up by the return man. It was not going to make it into the end zone, so he picks it up. There's not a lot of room to run because Lucas flying down the field. The return man will get it back near the 6, maybe the 7-yard line. And I'll tell you what, wow.
Well,
what a turn of events. Now,
yeah.
The score, and now Crestview starts deep in their own end.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell he thought that thing was going to break the plane there, and he just didn't trust it there in the last second. That's probably the smart move to just pick it up. You don't want to chance that thing not going in. And, man, so that's listen, I understand he can kick it to the end zone. Put your heels at 10 yards. If that thing's not screaming by you or over your head, you got to field that thing, man. You can't just assume it's going to go in the end zone.
11:34 to play here in the third quarter. 13-6 the lead for Lucas as Crestview will start 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line. Handoff, good job by the running back as he will burst his way through, and we've called this name a lot here tonight. That's Raymer. He's across the 15 and out near the 19-yard line, so a good run. That's a Home and Kitchen Supply run, and a big change for Crestview, kind of out of the shadow of that goal line.
Yeah, he gets himself all the way out to the 19-yard line and sets himself up for a first down. And both offensive lines right now are actually playing better than defensive lines.
13-6 again. Lucas on top at 1st and 10. Crestview on their own 19-yard line. Handoff again to Raymer. He'll work his way forward up near the 25-yard line, so give him close to 6 yards on that carry. So 2nd down and 4 as Raymer has had his team, backed up inside the 10, and now they're pushing their way out near the 25-yard line. Crestview, as we talked about a moment ago, has dropped a few games already early in the season. They're 1-3. You think about it, 3 straight Firelands Conference titles. They are a young football team that is learning and growing, not only snap by snap, game by game, as they're going to hand the football off to the near side. There's nowhere to go. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage was Wade Bull, and you can name your Cubs. Spittler, Keaton Day, Weitzel, all in on the stop around the 25.
Yeah, good job there closing that down. A little fullback dive there, and that's been pretty successful, especially in the second quarter for Crestview. So now you're coming back looking at a 3rd and a long 4 here, so maybe you got to get that play action ready to go here. And, Lucas looking for a really big stop here on a 3rd down.
Under 10 minutes to play in the football game, 13-6. Again, here we're in the third quarter. Lucas on defense as Crestview trying to answer after their touchdown. They're going to run it to the far side of the field, trying to stretch it out there. Raymer and Lucas was there again. Multiple guys in on the stop. Grayson Jackson, who plays quarterback, he came up along with Caudill, Buck Arnold, all in on that stop. And they're going to put him down shy of the 25 at the 24. So Lucas back-to-back plays after giving up some runs there, able to kind of tighten things up defensively.
Absolutely, and lost a yard there. So, Lucas getting the ball back. Looks like it could be and should be favorable position here. I'd like to see this punt returner return this thing. See him just get his hands on it.
That punt returner just ran one to the end zone. Punt away by Barker. Will hit at the 49. Toms went up to try to grab it at the Crestview 49. Now it'll take a hop into Lucas territory and be touched at around the 48-yard line. He thought about it, but there were Crestview Cougars closing in, so Lucas will start with the football in their own end of the field, but it's just on the other side of midfield.
49-yard
Put
line.
them down at the 49-yard line, their own 49, 9:01 to go here, third quarter. It's Lucas 13 and Crestview 6, and another score here if you're Lucas would be big in Crestview. Of course, you're trying to stop that because when Lucas gets up by a couple of scores, it just feels like a little bit bigger of a mountain to climb with the way they control the ball.
Yeah, absolutely so. And Crestview answered the call in the first half when they were in a similar situation.
All right, Cubs 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. They'll pitch it, come to the near side. Logan Toms, again, nifty move. Right side, breaks another tackle, 45, and shoved out of bounds near the 40. Looked like he was going to go down, but just kept driving the legs and would not go down. He's got a home and kitchen supply first down, 11 yards to the Crestview 40.
Yeah, Crestview's almost dedicating too many guys up front, so they're allowing themselves to be either washed up field or kicked down or kicked out. Second-level players when playing a team like Lucas is not a bad thing because that allows guys to flow over top. So your defensive line needs to play low. Do not give up. Do not give up yardage. And then your second level needs to be able to flow over top. And I don't think they're able to flow over top because they've got so many guys dedicated to that first wave that they're getting too far upfield. They're just running underneath it.
1st and 10, Lucas at the Crestview 40. They'll pitch it to Zach Deal. He'll knife his way for a good 5 yards down to the Crestview 35-yard line. Clock reads 8:40 to go, third quarter, 13-6 is the Lucas lead into Cougar territory with a first down carry there, good for 5 yards. Lucas moving the football down the field here and taking those chunks, which we saw early in the first half.
And that's a little change off. They just pitch it the other way to Deal, but I can pretty much guarantee you Lucas is not looking to throw the football in these situations.
Well, they pack it in at the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch it this side, coming to the near side. It's Toms. He won't have a lot of room to run. Crestview able to grab him and drop him there. Multiple guys. Barker was in there among others. Put him down, Erik, at about the 33-yard line. So Toms has Lucas now in a third and about 3. And as you said earlier, Lucas feels pretty good in 3rd and 3.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory as long as you don't have a holding or a major loss. So, I mean, you're looking at a 3rd and long 3. It might even be a 3rd and 4. It's in the ballpark. We'll say a 3rd and long 3.
All right, here we go as one of the Cubs starts to move.
There you go. You just got your first down, Aaron.
And as he started to move, one of the Cougars came across the line, so it is a offsides on Crestview. We saw that multiple times on Lucas in the first half, so now it is Lucas picking up their 6th first down here in the ballgame, 2nd here in the third quarter, and they, as you mentioned, move those home and kitchen supply chains inside the 30 down to the 28.
Yeah, and so now you're getting into that gray zone, as they say, inside the 30, approaching that 25. And Lucas loves this, man. They're playing with house money right now.
1st and 10 at the Crestview 28-yard line to Zach Deal. He'll follow his blockers, cut it up inside 25 and down near the 22. Zach Deal with about 6 yards. And Lucas right now going left, going right, just moving that football down the field and chewing up clock with a 7-point lead with just over 7 to play here in the third.
Yeah, and they love this. Aaron, there's times I don't even think Spittler wants a 15, 20-yard run. He's fine just getting 6, 7, 5 yards here and there, just watching that clock dwindle away. I mean, it'll feel like a 28-point lead if they put this in the end zone just because they're just so hard to get behind the chains.
2nd and 4 at the Crestview 22. They'll pitch it to Toms. They'll follow the blockers right side inside the 20 and down near the 18, and that is real close. And it is enough for a home and kitchen supply first down. It is their 7th. They move the chains, and Lucas is just slowly working it down the field, and they are inside the Shakely Mechanical red zone. When things heat up at your house, keep your cool. Call Shakely Mechanical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling in Ashland. And we're going to have some great weather next week. I saw upper 70s next week.
Upper 70s. We'll be staring into the sun over there at Lexington,
That's
man.
Right.
Mr. Eichhorn, get get that AC going, because it'll be 78,
say.
and in the greenhouse it'll feel like about 110.
Erik Will's going from a hoodie to shorts next week down at Lex. First down as the carry is going to go again for Lucas. They'll work that football another 6 yards up the middle, put it down at the 11-yard line. So the Cubs, again, left, right. Of course, you mentioned Coach Spittler loves, 4, 5, yards, per pop. But he'll take Tom's galloping for 88 down the sideline.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen,
he's
not, he's not upset about an 88-yarder. But this is death by 1,000 cuts, man. It just demoralizes you.
2nd and 4 from the 11. Tom's great cutback up the middle. He'll get inside the 10, down near the 8, then be shoved back. He won't have the first down. Good job by the middle. Wade Bullitt and crew there in the middle, but a good cutback on the vision by Toms. It'll bring up 3rd and about a yard. The ball is at the Crestview 8-yard line. 5:21 to go, third quarter. It's 13-6 Lucas, but they are just marching this one right down the field.
Yeah, Lucas is like playing a basketball team that does like a stall technique. You know what I mean? It's like this is why you have a play clock. This is why people say about high school basketball. There's like a lot of scuttlebutt about trying to get a shot clock implemented.
3rd and about a yard here as they're going to go right side. Logan Toms has the corner. Count him off. 5 and into the end zone from 8 yards out. Logan Toms with a hat trick. His 3rd rushing touchdown here in the football game. 2 yards, 88 yards, and that one goes for 8. And the Cubs go up by 2 scores, and Logan Toms looking real good here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and so does that offensive line, Aaron. They're getting a good push against that Crestview defensive front, which is also causing the second level not to be able to flow over top. And I think there was a challenge issued in that Lucas locker room at halftime. I don't think there was probably a lot of hugs and kisses going on in there. I think they were probably pretty aggressive with what was being said and what needed to be done, and they've answered the call.
Aiden Culler answers with a point after he boots it. It is up and good. We'll step aside. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lucas 20, Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
In equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Here in the third quarter, and the Cubs have opened up a 2-score lead. They lead by 14 right now by a score of 20-6 over Crestview with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Erik, there's a lot of time left in the football game. However, if you are Crestview, you just feel the way Lucas is playing here third quarter. Boy, you feel you got to answer here.
Well, you're right, Aaron, because, with the way Lucas is running the ball, and you'd like to think that your defense is going to answer the call a little bit here moving forward. Listen, it's a 14-point game. You need 2 possessions. Having said that, there may not be many more than 2, 3, 4 possessions in this game left, so you've got to make sure that you're capitalizing when you get the ball.
That's a good point on the amount of possessions, as the kickoff by Aiden Culler is going to hit at about the 3-yard line, then scoot into the end zone. So Crestview will take over.
Didn't Crestview used to have fireworks go off when they scored touchdowns? Remember that?
I know last year.
They did.
I remember last year they blinked the lights.
Remember they blinked the lights. I remember there was somebody that had some fireworks shooting off. I missed that stuff.
I think there was confetti last year. I
think
believe.
You're right.
Yeah,
had a little dog and pony show out here.
All right, so the Cougars, after the touchdown runs by Logan Toms, who, by the way, has 3. That gives him, 12 now on the year.
Yeah, he's having a nice year. And we knew that coming in. We thought he'd be one of the better players in the area.
So Crestview 1st and 10, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, down 2 scores. Going to run it with Raymer to the near side as he'll get across the line of scrimmage out near the 23. Good job for the Lucas Cubs. Christian Evans in on the stop. First time we've called his name. He's a junior linebacker for the Lucas Cubs, able to make that stop, picking up a tackle. Clock running, 4:37 to go here in the third quarter. 20-6 is the lead for Lucas, who's trying to win their 3rd straight football game. And this team easily could be unbeaten. Don't look at those 2 losses. They're by a combined 7 points to bigger schools as the handoff will go for Crestview. And that's Raymer again, who was the deep back, who'll get across the 25 and out near the 26. Yeah, put it down at the 26-yard line. So third down and very manageable, 40 yards to go here for the Crestview Cougars. And let's see what they do, because I think Bolin is coming out of the game. A lot of times he can be your kind of short yardage back, but Raymer's been very good.
Right. Now, this is, in my opinion, this is a passing situation. I think you're going to get some kind of a pass here with a third. I think it's a 3rd and long, or 4 anyway.
You got it. They're actually
here we go.
They're going to fake it, and the quarterback's going to keep it. Liam Kuhn is going to have the first down across the 30 out near the 32-yard line. They faked everybody. Daniel Hawkinsmith made the tackle, but Liam Kuhn kind of sold it. They brought a man in motion, as you mentioned, thought they might fake it and then throw it. The quarterback came to the near side after keeping it, and it's a Holman Kitchen Supply first down. It is number 8 on the night for Crestview.
Yeah, and Kuhn there, he's run the ball. He's got 24 rushes on the year, coming in for right around 35 yards. So he has run. And that's a good scouting report play, because that goes against what your tendencies would be. Excellent call there by the Crestview offensive staff.
First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Handoff. It's blown up in the backfield. Lucas comes flying in. Guess who? Daniel Hawkinsmith and company. Also getting in there was Buck Arnold, number 51. I'll tell you what, Arnold, Whitesell, we've called Spittler's name a lot, but I don't know if we've called anybody's name more than Daniel Hawkinsmith.
Well, we haven't, because he's been in on almost every play. And part of that is he's the Sam linebacker, so that means he's the strong side linebacker. So if you're going to run and you're going to run to your strength, you're going to have to run through him.
No gain. 2nd and 10, Crestview, their own 33-yard line, down 20-6. With the 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. Handoff to the near side across the line of scrimmage, 35 and out near the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. That's Raymer.
Picked up 5 yards on that. It's a nice pickup there to at least give you a third medium.
I was going to say, Logan Toms was one of those who came up from the secondary to make that stop, but you mentioned not a bad run. It gets him out to the 38-yard line. So Crestview, a 3rd and 5. From their own 38-yard line. 2:10 to play, third quarter, down 20-6. 2 wide receivers, one each way. The quarterback, Kuhn's going to drop back and throw it to the near side. Caught, got Perkins. He's near midfield. He'll be taken out of bounds. Holman Kitchen Supply first down, 24, tackling 24. It was Bryce Perkins for Crestview, and taking him out of bounds that time was Stevan Irby, the junior there for the Lucas Cubs, but a first down, number 9 for the Cougars. And Erik, that's big. We mentioned you want to answer on this drive if you can.
Absolutely.
Because possessions are dwindling, and they're marching their way. They'll say he goes out of bounds at the 47.
Well, and Crestview's not necessarily a big play offense. They're a ball control offense, too. So, Ringler coming in with 17 receptions and 278 yards.
Hand off to Raymer, right side, good blocks, midfield, Lucas territory. He'll be tackled at around the 45-yard line. Caudill in on the stop for Lucas. It is the junior, Raiden Caudill, but not after. Raymer rolls for 8 yards. So the Cougars into Cub territory as the clock continues to wind down with 1:40 left here in the third quarter. 20-6 is the lead for Lucas. But again, Crestview, after the Cubs with 2 touchdown runs in the third quarter by Logan Toms, who scampered for 88 and then went in from 8 yards out. They're on the march, 2nd down and 2 at the Cub 45-yard line. The quarterback with a man in motion, dropping back to pass. He'll throw it right side, got a receiver. 30-yard line of Lucas and tackled out of bounds inside the 30. Good throw by the quarterback, Liam Kuhn, as he had a man knifing over the middle and crossing the field, and making that catch was Carter Goon, the tight end. Put him down, Erik. Actually, they'll say out of bounds at the 25.
Yeah, and Carter Goon, other big receiver. He's their second lead receiver with 16 receptions, 265. I know his grandfather real well. He coached me, Aaron, way back in the 90s at Shelby, Gary Dvorak. So he's got that football blood in him, man.
Just over a minute left here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Lucas 25-yard line. Handoff to the near side. Penalty marker is out. He'll get inside the 20, inside the 15, and down near the 14-yard line. Again, running the football was Aiden Raymer, but hang on, that came from the official from behind the play, and a lot of times that may go on the offense.
Yeah, I think that's going to go. I think it's going to go on holding.
Yep.
I think it was on that left guard.
And they went on that left side.
That's right. And so we're going to go ahead and back them up 10. And that's tough, man, because now you're playing behind the sticks. And for the most part, Aaron, this has been a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen a lot of flags.
No, and the ball, as we mentioned, was around the 15-yard line. So all of a sudden, 15, penalty, you're back at the 35, kind of a 20-yard swing. So if you're Crestview, a lot of momentum on this drive on the ground, but the quarterback, Liam Kuhn, made a really nice throw there to Carter Goon. And I think that time you get a little bit in your head as a defense. They've been running, but, hey, the quarterback can drop back and throw a nice pass, and it'll be 1st and 20 from the 35-yard line. Crestview running it right side. The quarterback will give it to the running back, Raymer, 35, down near the 25. May have stepped out of bounds prior to that. Let's see where they put him. Yeah, they're going to say he went out inside the 30 at around the 28-yard line. So the run that time, about 7 yards on the carry, and it'll be 2nd down coming up for Crestview. That clock winding down, 32 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. It's a 20-6 Lucas lead. We'll remind you after the game, we'll hand out that Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for his team, all courtesy of the great people at Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, who love their high school sports. DriveSpitzer.com. Quarterback will fake it, Kuhn, and he's going to keep it. He will go nowhere. Lucas there in numbers to take him down. Caudill, the first guy through among others. Raiden Caudill on the stop, Erik, virtually no gain.
Yeah, it was, and great defensive job staying home by the left defensive end as well as the Will linebacker on that play. So they're faking the jet sweep. Quarterback comes back on a little power. And Lucas is up to the task, and here we go. It looks like we might be taking this thing. We're going to see it's going to get real close. We're getting ready to hit 10 seconds here.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
They might try to get one more play off here before the end of the quarter.
They don't have to. The play clock's at 8. We're down to 5. Crestview to the line, 3, 2. Will they snap the football? They will not. Quarter ends. We'll step aside after 3. It's Lucas 20 and Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to High School Football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Crestview High School, we are flying as we've had a lot of running, a few passes here tonight in the high school football game of the week on WMAN, teaming up with our friends at the OH Report this evening, as it is the Lucas Cubs right now owning a 20-6 lead, Erik, as we go to the 4th quarter. And if Crestview is able to score here, my oh my, how things become quite interesting. They can cut it down to a one-score game.
Yeah, and this is a big, I think this is 4-down territory. So, I mean, the idea is here, you're not going to get all 13 yards back here on 3rd down. Just try to cut this thing half or make a big dent into it to give yourself a 4th and manageable.
All right, here we go as Crestview back to pass. Kuhn's going to throw it. Oh, as he throws it to the near side, a little bit high for his wide receiver who got a hand on it. It falls incomplete as he hits the turf. That time he was going for Ringler.
Yep.
And not able to bring it in.
And you can tell a developing quarterback because, Kuhn only being a sophomore, because they airmail balls. You know what I mean? Like their elbow's not underneath, and then the ball flies on it. Listen, watch college football. You can see that. A young quarterback, a quarterback that's developing, that's something that happens at almost every level, is you'll see the ball get away from him, and it's high. And real difficult for the receivers to climb that much ladder.
By the way, that was intended for Carter Goon. Carter Goon on that play. Here we go. Back to pass on 4th and 13. The quarterback's going to roll to the near side as he tries to throw the football. It may have been tipped by Lucas. It falls incomplete. And the Cubs on defense, They hold on a great play on fourth down and a lot of pressure from that Cub defense. One of the guys that was in hot pursuit was Buck Arnold, the nose tackle, number 51, chasing him down, and the Cubs are going to get the football back.
He just kind of backhanded threw that thing out of bounds right there just to try to save himself. So great job by Lucas on the pursuit there. And Aaron, here you go. This is where you're looking at Lucas to make one of those 6-7 minute drives right here. So listen, if you're Crestview, this game is not over, but you have got to stick your foot in the ground right here, and you've got to get a 3-and-out. This is the 3-and-out time that you need right now. It's got to happen now.
So Lucas takes over fourth quarter with 11:48 to go from their own 28-yard line, leading by 2 scores, 20-6. And off on the pitch, we'll go to Logan Tom. He'll get across the 30. Logan Tom's out near the 32. It is a 4-yard run, and as Erik mentioned earlier, if the Cubs can get 3, 4, 5 yards per chunk, they're just going to slowly march it down the field, and one more score, and you feel it's out of reach.
Yeah, absolutely. And time is not your friend if you're Crestview here, so just right here, get yourself. You got to get Lucas in a 3rd and long where it becomes where Lucas may have to actually pass the ball.
And they don't want to, as they'll pitch it this time to Zach Deal, working his way for about 3 yards as he carried it on the pitch out to the 35-yard line. So 3rd down and about 3 coming up from the Lucas Cubs from their own 35-yard line. Under 11 to play in the game, 10:54 to be exact, 20-6 is the Lucas lead. As high school football on WMAN, driven all season long by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Hard to believe the halfway point tonight, but it's another beautiful Friday night in Week 5. They'll pitch it to Logan Toms. He is not going to have the first down. He's across the line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards out near the 37, but he had to get to the 38-yard line. So a 4th and 1 coming up for Lucas, and I could see them look over at the sideline at the coach and go, we're going for it.
Yeah, I think Spittler just said, you could almost see him. I could see his body posture, and it was kind of like, let's go get this thing. Don't be surprised if you get your big fullback here, too, straight ahead, Aaron. That's been successful for him a couple of different times earlier in this game.
Hawkinsmith behind as the Cubs on 4th and about a yard from their own 37. They'll pitch it to Logan Toms, coming to the near side. Wasn't there. Cut it back, dives ahead. I think he's got it.
Yeah, he got
Logan Toms on a great vision cut. It was going to the right. He noticed it wasn't there. Cut it back against the grain. Went right up the field. And he has a Holman Kitchen Supply first down to the 40-yard line. The senior running back with great vision.
Yeah, that was one of those ones. That was kind of designed wide, Aaron, because they were kind of, there's different ways of running that. There's kind of there's a B gap, a C gap, and then what they were doing there, which is a D gap wide. And so he put his foot in the ground and just got vertical and said, I got to go get this yard.
And Logan Toms and the Lucas Cubs with their 8th Holman Kitchen Supply first down. They'll pitch it to the near side. This is Zach Deal across the 40 and out near the 43. So he'll get about 3 yards. Clock continues to wind down. 9:28 to play in the football game. 20-6 is the Lucas lead. And as we mentioned earlier, this Cub offense just loves to run the football right at you. 3, 4, 5 yards, move it down the field and put it in the end zone. And they have really had a very, very good second half where they have executed so well running the football.
Yeah, Lucas has really owned the offense and defensive lines here in the 3rd quarter, and now obviously as we move into the 4th quarter. So that's got to change if Crestview wants a chance.
This time the quarterback, Grayson Jackson, who has not ran the ball a lot, fakes it to Zach Deal in motion. He'll pull it down and run across the 45 and near the 46-yard line, so give him 3 yards. And Lucas, 3rd and 4 from their own 46-yard line as the clock continues to wind down with 8:38 left here in the football game. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but stay with us after the game. Who made a heck of a play? It's coming up in the postgame courtesy of the Heck Law Offices, Mansfield's injury lawyers, Jeff Heck, Jeff Stifler. They live here. They're from here. They're here to help at HeckLawOffices.com. We'll give out some free pizza from Giannino's coming up in tonight's postgame. 3rd and 4, Lucas. From their own 46-yard line, they'll pitch it. Logan Toms right side will put his head down, dive out near the 48. He needed midfield. He did not get the first down, so it's 4th and 2 for Lucas. Actually, put him right down on the 48. So 4th and maybe a long 2. So, Erik, here you go.
Here we go. Yeah, and mind you, when Lucas originally got this ball, there was 11 minutes and 20-some seconds left, I believe. So they've already taken almost 4 minutes off the clock on this one drive. So Here we go. I mean, this
is big.
This is a huge, huge play.
4th and 2, Lucas at their own 48-yard line. They'll pitch it coming to the near side.
Got it.
Logan Toms breaking tackles. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach
No,
Deal
Deal.
breaking tackles. Looked like Logan Toms running. Breaking tackles into Crestview territory. Put him down at the 46-yard line. Zach Deal, the senior running back, with a terrific run. And really a huge first down for Lucas. A fresh set of downs. Erik, the clock with under 7.5 to play with a 2-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I think they may punt it on a 4th and 3, but I think if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, you're going to get. Listen, Spittler's going to win this game. What I mean by that is he's calling a game to win it.
And here we go on 1st and 10. They'll pitch the football to the near side, 1st and 10. From the Crestview 46-yard line, as Zach Deal again gets the carry, gets 2 yards down to the Cougar 44-yard line. Clock reads 6:54 to go in the football game. 20-6 is the lead for the Lucas Cubs. I have a Shelby Gallion update I just got. It is now Shelby 31, Gallion 20, and I believe Skylar Winters at least 3, maybe. Is it 3 touchdowns?
I think it's 3 touchdowns.
He has had a great ball game running, and Shelby up 11. That game in the 3rd quarter. We're halfway through the 4th, as in motion on 2nd down, they'll get the ball to Logan Toms. He stops, then restarts, then does it again. He'll get down to the 40 and down near the Cougar 39-yard line, as he will get on the carry. A nice chunk of yardage, bringing up 3rd down again, and about 3 yards to go for Lucas as the clock winds down at the 39-yard line with just over 6 to play.
So he picked up 6 yards on that, but here's the thing. Here's how great the senior leader Logan Toms is. That play was designed where it was going to press him to the sideline. He was so smart by putting his foot in the ground. Go pick up a yard or two, get down, and keep the clock running. What an incredible play and headsy play by Logan Toms.
We got a timeout, Crestview. We're going to step aside. 5:50 to go in the game. Lucas 20, Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Are you ready for the comeback?
It is Lucas football, big 3rd down. We've said that a lot here on this drive, and the Cubs keep converting. 3rd and 3, the ball at the Crestview 39-yard line, but the clock is not the friend of the Cougars. 5:45, and the clock winding down.
Well, the clock shouldn't be. I was going
to say, they just called timeout a moment ago. I think Coach Haverdill is going to come out with the officials and say, hey, the clock continues to wind.
Yeah, because if I was Spittler, I'd be like,
you know what?
They're going to go ahead and run the clock. So
I believe the play clock was stopped and the game clock was running. So
this play clock was moving, but that's why Spittler wasn't snapping it. So they're thinking like that. You just came out of a timeout. That shouldn't have been.
If you remember, they should add some. Yeah, there was some issues with the play clock. They're going to reset that, but I think if you're Coach Haverdill, it reads 5:32. There should probably be
another 20 seconds.
I was going to say close to 20 seconds, 15 to 20. And Coach Haverdill right now with Lucas coming out for a big 3rd down and 3 from the Cougar 39-yard line. The officials are huddling out on the field. While we have a moment, we'll tell you that each week we hand out that iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week. You can check out this week's athlete. It's Bodpin Miller from Ontario. The iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week presented by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. Get a free quote at neilcadyinsurance.com. Those great plaques made by Emerald Awards and Engraving over in Ashland. And Bodpin Miller, who had 6 touchdowns last week. The week prior completed 9, actually passes to 9 different receivers, which is crazy in a high school game, right?
Oh, absolutely.
9 different receivers.
That's crazy at any
level.
I mean, it really is. Like that. I mean, that just tells you, like, you better get your scouting report ready to go because everybody's everybody's being treated well. You know what I mean? That's one of those things like when you're a kid and it's show and tell and you bring a snack and, everybody gets to eat well. Everybody got a Ritz cracker on that one.
I'll tell you what, if you have not watched Bodpin Miller at quarterback, Eric, he has a great touch. He has a great touch.
Well, and sorry to interrupt, but you're right, Aaron, because think about his maturation from sophomore to junior year. It's been crazy. And we've seen the same thing with DeVito at Shelby going from his freshman to sophomore year. Those are probably the two best quarterbacks playing in the area right now.
They've added 17 seconds to the clock. So 5:49 to play in the football game. Here we go. Lucas 3rd and 3 from the Crestview 39-yard line. By the way, Bodpin Miller, the plaque, all of that posted on our website at WMANFM.com.
I don't understand why the clock is running. They came out of a timeout. The clock should not be running.
And
correct?
Correct, yeah.
I just don't understand this. Someone have to explain. I need somebody to explain this to me. They came out of it because Crestview called a timeout, and we have not run a play since that timeout.
I agree. I mean, they pointed Crestview timeout, but nobody's arguing. The clock down to 5:17 as 20 seconds runs off the clock, and Lucas will hand the football. No, the quarterback's going to keep it. It's going to be Grayson Jackson, and he's going to have a first down. Jackson down near inside the 36-yard line. That is just enough for a Home & Kitchen Supply first down, and that really is a back-breaking first down because they moved the chains, Eric, and the clock winds down with about 5 minutes to go in the game.
So I'm going to reiterate this. I'm going to say this again. They got the ball with, I think, 11:23. It was right in that ballpark.
Just under 11 and a half.
And now we are at 4:55 and counting. I mean, man, they are good at killing time.
Lucas has had the ball pretty much the entire fourth quarter. They'll pitch it to the near side. That's Deal. Cuts it back up the middle. 30. Tackled down around the 28-yard line. Zach Deal was 7 yards on that run. Good cut right up the field. And the Cubs on first down with a good close to 7-yard run by the senior Zach Deal.
Zach Deal doing his thing, man. And picking up 7 yards and just continuing to chew that clock away.
Eric, they've had this ball over 7 minutes on this drive. We're under 4.5 to play.
We went to commercial break, and I told Aaron, I said, man, Crestview may not get this ball back. And I was kind of joking, but I guess I wasn't too much.
11th Home & Kitchen Supply first down a moment ago. 2nd down and 3. Again, Zach Deal up the middle. He'll squirt his way inside the 25 and down near the 22. Move those Home & Kitchen Supply first down markers. Zach Deal looking real fresh on this drive. Those legs working well, and the Cubs approaching the red zone with 4:02 to go in the football game, leading 20-6. And again, if you want to put on a clinic where you get the football at the start of the fourth quarter and you may not give it back, you rarely see this kind of thing.
Right. Well, and the exclamation point will be if they cap this thing off with any points, obviously. But yeah, I'm telling you, I don't even think Coach Spittler necessarily cares about putting points up with a 2-score lead.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Handoff. Oh, here
Touchdown.
we go. It's going to be Hawkinsmith. Daniel Hawkinsmith breaks out of the pile. 15-10, 5 end zone. 22-yard scamper. Somebody other than Logan Toms finds the end zone, and Daniel Hawkinsmith has had quite a night on on defense, and now they fed him on offense.
Yeah, and that was definitely the exclamation point. How about just running a wedge, and he just bounces right off. It squirts out right, runs around the end zone and scores, and been complete domination by Lucas in the second half of this game. Coach Spittler, man, his group came out after halftime, and they were they were spitting fire. So whatever was ever said and whatever's drawn up on the board in that locker room, bottle that up.
Well, Eric mentioned it. They came out of the locker room, an 88-yard gallop down the sideline by Logan Toms. The point after the snap not able to be handled by the holder, so the point after didn't even get to be attempted. Crestview falls on the football, so the point after is no good. We'll step aside. 3:35 left in the game. Lucas with a 20-point lead. Lucas 26, Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to High School Football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
been outstanding. This game at halftime was Lucas on top 7-6. The defense has allowed 0 points here in the second half. The offense has put up 3 touchdown runs, but what might be the most impressive thing of the night was what we just saw. They ate up about 8 minutes on the clock and just marched that baby down the field.
Yeah, they rocked them to sleep on that drive. That was a submission drive right there, and man, and Coach Spittler has made 15 years worth of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really has built this program. I remember when I moved back to Shelby in 2013, he was hitting his stride right then and there, and I just have a lot of respect for the way he runs this program.
It's a well-oiled machine. The Lucas Cubs on their way to a third straight victory. Aiden Culler will boot it through the end zone, and so Crestview will get the football at their own 20-yard line. You mentioned this earlier. They weren't going to have a lot of possessions here in the second half, and when you fell behind a couple of scores, that's why that last drive was so key. And you got to credit the Lucas defense because Crestview's been able to move the ball down the field, but the Cubs just tighten up and don't let him in the end zone.
Yeah, because even if Lucas wouldn't have scored on that drive, it was mission complete because they ate up so much time. And that's what I was saying, like, with Lucas on offense, you better get 3 and outs or they're going to absolutely own a time of possession.
All right, so here we go. We're going to have a timeout, I believe, so we're going to step aside. 3:35 to go in the game. Lucas 26 and Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Drivers between the ages of 15 and 20 make up 16% of drivers distracted by cell phones and fatal crashes. This is John Howard from Reinhardt.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Craving right now.
Well, they got that new Frosty out, don't they?
Yeah, the pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice
one, man. Yeah. See, I like pumpkin. I could do. I don't even need fall for pumpkin. I like pumpkin.
Well, how about this? The guy that we know with Wendy's, who might be listening now, I wonder if he could wrangle you up one in the broadcast booth. That sounds dynamite, doesn't it?
Wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Wouldn't bother.
Eric Will would be okay with that. Out of the timeout, Crestview is going to run the football, and Aiden Raymer, like shot out of a cannon, 20, 25, 30, and down near the 35-yard line. The knee went down at the 34, and the Cougars going in a hurry to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. Kuhn pressures on, and he will go down. Keaton Day and Daniel Hawkinsmith both flying in there. I think they bumped into Kuhn, and he went down back at around the 29-yard line. Lucas still like a missile coming in there defensively.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I mean, he was like a missile, and Hawkinsmith came flying in there.
Crestview in a hurry is going to throw it to the near side. Bryce Perkins, the intended receiver. It'll go out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line. Clock reads 3:05 to go in the game, and Crestview going in a hurry because they have to. They're down 3 scores. 20 points here late in the fourth quarter to Lucas. By the way, we are just after 9 o'clock. You're listening to WMAN Mansfield and WMAN FM Fredericktown. I know many games you and I have done this season. We're early third quarter at this time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're listen, a lot of the teams that we cover, I mean, it's probably close to 50-50 run to pass.
And right now, Lucas ran it a lot tonight. Crestview did as well, but they're throwing it now. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Kuhn's going to roll, going to throw it nowhere close to a receiver. Is rolling near the sideline, overthrew Perkins. There was all kind of Cubs in the area. Hawkinsmith, Weitzel, Logan Toms, among others, incomplete across the 40. Clock stops on 4th down and 15 for Crestview. Clock reads 2:59 to play in the football game. 26-6 is the Lucas lead. Do we have any updates on Shelby Gallion?
We don't.
Last I heard, I think it was 34-20 Shelby on a field goal in the third quarter. So Casey Lance has caught a touchdown and kicked a couple of field goals for Shelby. That's a big game tonight around the area. We'll run down the scores in the post game. We're going to step aside. Got a Lucas timeout on a big 4th down and 15 with 2:59 to go. We're back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Up for the Crestview Cougars, fourth quarter, 2:59 to go in the game. They trail Lucas 26-6. High school football on WMAN tonight, teaming up with our good friends at the OH Report. Glad to have you with us here tonight for high school football on Week 5. Lucas looking for their third straight win. And the Cubs really tonight have been dominant here in the second half. Crestview on 4th and 15. Little trickery going to roll to the near side. They'll pitch it to a back. He'll be knocked out of bounds, not anywhere close to the first down at around the 35-yard line. It was Barker they pitched the football to. And Lucas will get the ball back on downs, and the Cubs want to do nothing but run the clock out and punch their third straight win and put them over 500 here at Week 5.
Yeah, and continuing to get, stack up computer points. See, if you're Lucas, there's no league championship, so your goal is to make the playoffs and make a run. And it is amazing how they always hit their stride at the right time. And, they're going to be a tough out. In that Division 7, man, they're going to be a tough out. They're a really well-coached football team. They execute really well. They, generally speaking, never hurt themselves. And, when plays need to be made, they normally do it. Their Achilles heel is they do have an inability to throw the ball. That's just a fact. They've thrown the ball once in 3 games, and it wasn't even completed. So playing from behind could be difficult for them. But as long as they can play even or close or from in front, they're going to be a tough beat.
Well, Lucas will take over 1st and 10, and the ball will be at the Crestview 36-yard line. 2:53 to go in the game. Lucas is up 20, 26-6. They'll pitch the football. This will go to a new running back that is running the football. That's Daly, who will carry the ball, and he will lose about 3 yards. Good job coming up by Jaden Hedrick. We called that name a couple of times, once on special teams, up to make the tackle. Lost back near the 39-yard line. Again, carrying the football for Lucas. Called his name earlier once on defense. He is a sophomore, 6 feet even, 172 pounds. That is Tim Daly getting some time, number 35 at running back. Also, the Cubs will keep their starting quarterback, Grayson Jackson, out there. A few other guys in on offense as they have a 20-point lead with just over 2 minutes to play in the game. Daly's going to get the pitch to the right side, running behind the line, but just nowhere to go as the Cougars stack him up again. And they're again coming up to make the stop from the secondary. The safety was Jaden Hedrick, among others, on that stop. Put him down at the 39, and we're going to take one final break and be back. 2:01 to play in the game. Lucas 26, Crestview 6. Back in a moment. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Crestview, final timeout taken a moment ago. And Lucas, again, he's out on offense with 2:01 to go in the game, leading 26-6. Next week, these two teams, of course, are back in action. Lucas is kind of going through the Firelands Conference. They're actually going to play, I think, Monroeville, I read, next week. They have Plymouth coming up, and they're playing Crestview, so 3 Firelands schools.
Wow, I like that. They're like Notre Dame with the ACC, like a de facto Firelands Conference. Of course, I think they'd like to be in the Firelands Conference.
You got it. Next week, Crestview is at South Central. Daly on 3rd down is going to sweep it to the right. He'll get to the 35, and they'll be knocked out of bounds at around the 33-yard line as they were sweeping around that right side, and Lucas, it'll be a 4th down, but as you and I talked about, They just want to keep the clock running, but I believe he did go out of bounds.
He did, yeah. That would be a coaching point. Say, listen, you know, I'd rather you be back a yard or two and get that knee down in bounds. The time right now is more important than the extra yard or two.
1:54 to play in the football game. Lucas, 4th down and about 7. The nose of the football is at the Crestview 33-yard line. 26-6 is the Lucas lead. Man in motion, they'll hand the football off. He'll cut it back up the middle. He will get down near the 31-yard line. He will not have the first down, and Crestview will take over on downs. As that time, Lucas carrying the football. We have somebody carrying the ball we haven't had yet tonight. That is a Legacy Gross, a sophomore. He's 5'10", 179 pounds, getting a handoff there. Made a nice little cut there up the middle, Erik. Got to the 31-yard line. He was not too far away from a first down. Needed a few more yards, so Crestview will take over on downs with 1:52 to go in the football game. After this game, it'll be our post-game show. It's presented by the Reinhardt Insurance Agency, Mansfield's trusted agency since 1956. Stay with us. We're going to hand out our Spitzer Motors Game Changer and who made a heck of a play. That is coming up in tonight's post-game show. I know OH Report was going to interview their player of the game coming up as well. So stay tuned for all of that coming up in tonight's post-game show here on iHeartRadio and OH Report. Pass going to be intercepted. Kuhn back to pass. It's going to be picked off by Lucas at the 25-yard line. And with the interception that time coming down for the Cubs, William Weitzel, the junior who's played very well tonight for the Cubs, intercepts the ball at the 35-yard line and returns it. And the Cubs now in prime position just to run out the clock.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the goal here. I think you're going to see it go real quick here. And I don't think the scoreboard says Crestview has 2 timeouts. I think they only have 1 because I think they called one earlier in the half. If you remember, they called one the last series, so they should only have 1 timeout. Yeah, you're in victory formation here.
Eric Will's favorite formation.
It is. I mean, when you're winning, that's it. I mean, that's why you do what you do. So
I remember in 19 following Lucas and this formation at the end of a game, talking about this on their way to Canton, what a magical run that was, as Lucas at the 34-yard line will just take a knee.
Yeah.
As the clock right now reads 90 seconds to play in the football game. Lucas just took a knee. They have a different quarterback in. Trying to see who is in at quarterback. And in at quarterback for the Lucas Cubs, Erik, you're not traditional quarterback wearing number 44.
I like that.
Robert Grover, who's a junior for the Cubs, in at quarterback.
Yeah.
I think we saw – I forget. We saw somebody. It might have been Shelby that was wearing. I think it was a linebacker wearing number 64. I like those kind of things.
Yeah, you like seeing those little change-ups.
All right, so another knee for Grover. Under a minute to play now in the football game. Knee back at the 38-yard line. 53 seconds to play in the game. So Lucas, who really, really could be a team that could be 5-0. I say that because week 1, 3-point loss in double overtime. Week 2, they had the lead late and then lost by 4, and that did not sit well with the Cubs. Talking to the Coach Spittler, and you can tell the last 3 weeks they have been on a mission. As another knee by Grover, and that will do it. 25 seconds to play in the game. The Cubs take a knee, and the teams will head to their sidelines, and the Lucas Cubs are headed to their 3rd straight victory. They are now 3-2 on the year. Crestview falls to 1-4. And final score tonight here from Crestview, the Lucas Cubs 26 and Crestview 6. Great ball game tonight, and of course second half by the Lucas Cubs just in dominating fashion. Logan Toms, 3 touchdown runs, and the other one by Daniel Hawkinsmith, and we've hit triple zeros. Final score, we'll step aside tonight. Lucas, a win over Crestview. Final score tonight, Lucas 26 and Crestview 6. We'll wrap it up next. You're listening to High School Football on WMAN.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
here with your ArcelorMittal player of the game. And shocker, we have two of them. We've got Logan Toms and Dan Hawkinsmith. Logan, we'll start with you. What can you tell us tonight about your O-line play against Crestview here?
Our O-line played great tonight. They really picked it up in the second half and brought the energy, and I think that's what made the difference in the second half. In the first half, we kind of got a little complacent, and we weren't blocking the whistle. Not the O-line, everybody, but O-line did a great job tonight. I'm blessed to run behind them.
Can you say anything about that second half adjustment? I know you guys had a little slow start to the first half. Second half, you came out with your hair on fire. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys talked about at the halftime?
Yeah, we just made some adjustments offensively, and Spit and Coach Sweat really just got under us and told us it's about us. It's about what we're doing to ourselves. So we kind of just lit a fire on ourselves and just went out there and played and didn't think.
Well said. Sometimes that's how you got to play football, right? Not much thinking. Hey, let's pass it over to Dan real quick. Dan, you had a really good night again. That's 2 weeks in a row. You've looked really, really good on defense. What can you say about your guys' game prep for this week getting ready for Crestview?
We took them really seriously. They're always a good team. Of course, last year, tough loss for us, and they really got after us. So we knew going into this week their offense was going to be good. They got really good players, really good running backs. They block well and knew how to take care of us sometimes, and we just had to adjust to it.
So speaking of their blocking, let's go to your defensive line play. We talked a little bit about the O-line, but the D-line probably had just as good of a game. They play like some big hog mollies up front. What can you say about those guys?
I love all three of them, all six of them when they're switching in and out. They really get gap sound and help us inside linebackers and stay clean so we can help make the tackles and have a good night that way.
Yeah, and they really did. Great job. Hey, guys, you're one game above 500. We're at the halfway mark in the season, 3-2. How do we feel about that?
Good.
Yeah. I just got to keep working. We got Monroeville next. They're a really good team. And after that, we got Lima. I mean, the rest of our schedule's tough. They're all good teams. We might see, some of them in the playoffs, so I just got to take it seriously and prepare every week like it's going to be our last game. So.
All right, well said. Thanks, Dan. This is Logan Toms and Dan Hawkinsmith, our ArcelorMittal players of the game. We're going to take a short break and kick it back up to the booth. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Kissel's Lawn Care. There's no job too big or too small for us to handle. With top-of-the-line equipment, we are guaranteed to complete your next landscaping job efficiently and professionally. A hard-working, dedicated team is what we take pride in, bringing to every job to make sure the results are the best they can be. So the next time you have a landscaping project that needs done, think smart and think Kissel.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.